Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Out Channel. If you enjoy these calm conversations and want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who might enjoy it too.
Hi, everybody. It's really nice to have you here with us today. I'm glad you've joined for another English conversation. So let's settle in, take a slow breath, and gently begin today's topic.
I really love when the morning starts quietly, without rush or noise. When I wake up slowly, it feels like the whole day opens gently instead of forcing me into motion.
I know exactly what you mean. For me, mornings almost shape the entire day. If I start calm, the whole day feels softer, more balanced, and easier to handle.
Exactly. And I think there's something special about those first few minutes after waking up, when everything still feels a bit dreamy and peaceful.
Yeah, that moment when the world is quiet and nothing demands your attention yet. No messages, no noise, no tasks waiting. Just a little bubble of silence.
Sometimes I feel like that silence is the only time my thoughts are truly clear, before the day fills up with responsibilities and decisions.
I feel that too. When the morning is calm, it's like my mind has space to breathe. I'm not rushing immediately, and I'm not already stressed before the day even begins.
And even something simple, like sitting with a warm drink, helps me slow down. It's such a small thing, but it makes me feel grounded.
It's one of my favorite parts of the morning. Holding a warm cup, watching the light change slowly, and knowing the whole day is still ahead of you.
Light really matters to me. Soft morning light feels comforting. It doesn't rush you, it's not harsh or demanding, it just gently fills the room.
Yes, and I think that gentle light sets a softer tone for everything that comes after. It's like nature reminding you to start slowly.
Sometimes I even sit without doing anything. No phone, no music, just letting myself exist for a few minutes. It feels so rare and valuable.
I love that. People think you always need to be productive, even in the morning, but slowing down actually helps you feel more stable throughout the day.
True. And I notice that when I start the morning gently, I'm kinder to myself later. I'm not as critical or tense.
That's such an important point. A peaceful morning can actually change the way you react to obstacles or stress throughout the day.
Yes, because instead of starting with chaos, you start with balance, and that balance stays with you, even when things get busy.
Exactly. A calm start is like telling yourself you're allowed to move at your own pace today. And somehow that makes everything easier.
I love that idea. Maybe that's why quiet mornings feel so healing. They remind you that the day doesn't have to control you. You can choose how to begin it. I've always believed that mornings shape the whole day. Even something small, like how you take your first breath after waking up, can change everything that comes after.
I feel the same. It's surprising how a tiny action, like opening the curtains slowly instead of rushing, can make the whole day feel brighter and calmer.
Exactly. When the morning starts in a peaceful way, I feel more patient, more focused, like I have more space inside to handle things.
And when the morning is chaotic, it's the opposite. You carry that tension with you. Even simple tasks start to feel heavier because your mind didn't get a gentle beginning.
Yes, that's why small rituals matter. Even something like washing your face with warm water or taking a slow breath near the window feels like a soft reset.
I like that idea. A reset. For me, making the bed is like that. It's such a tiny action, but it makes me feel like I've already done something meaningful before the day fully starts.
That makes sense. A clean space early in the day feels like an invitation to stay organized and calm.
And even breakfast can change the mood. If I eat something warm and simple like oatmeal or toast, it feels nurturing. But if I skip it, I feel scattered and unfocused.
I get that. When I drink water right after waking up, it almost feels symbolic, like I'm telling my body, hey, let's take this day slowly but clearly.
It's amazing how much impact these little choices have. People think routines need to be big or complicated, but often it's the smallest things that give the morning its tone.
Yes, and when the tone is gentle, the whole day becomes easier. Not perfect, not always productive, but softer, kinder, and more balanced.
Exactly. A peaceful morning doesn't guarantee a perfect day, but it gives you a better place to start from.
You know, Mark, if I'm honest, there are a few morning habits I really want to change. I've been noticing that I reach for my phone the moment I open my eyes, and it pulls me out of the peaceful mood instantly. I want to start my mornings without screens and let my mind wake up naturally.
I completely understand. I've been trying to reduce my phone time too. For me, the problem is that I check the news too early. It fills my head with stress before the day even begins. I wish I could start the morning with something softer, something that keeps my mind clear.
I've been thinking about spending more time outside right after waking up. Even just opening the window for a few minutes or stepping onto the balcony makes me feel more alive. I want that to be a habit, not something I do only on good days.
That sounds wonderful. Fresh air early in the morning always feels like a reset button. I've been wanting to stretch more when I get out of bed. My body feels stiff and I know it would help, but I rarely actually do it.
Sometimes I imagine how peaceful it would be to spend the first 10 minutes of the day just breathing, not thinking about anything, no tasks, no plans, just sitting quietly. I want to give myself that space every morning.
I love that idea. I've also been wanting to meditate in the mornings. Not something complicated, just a few minutes to settle my mind. But every time I try, I get distracted or feel like I don't have time, even though I actually do.
Maybe the problem is that we think these habits require some big commitment. But really, even a tiny change in the morning can make the whole day feel different. I just want to be more intentional instead of rushing through the first hour without noticing how I feel.
I agree completely. And I think the morning is the best time to take care of ourselves before the world starts pulling us in different directions. If we can build better habits, even small ones, the rest of the day will definitely become calmer and more balanced.
Sometimes I feel like my biggest morning weakness is how long I stayed in bed, even after waking up. I know I should get up, stretch, maybe drink some water, but instead I just lie there, hugging the blanket and pretending the day hasn't started yet.
I do the same thing. I tell myself I'm just going to check one message or look at the time, and suddenly 10 minutes disappear. The bed pulls you back like it refuses to let you go.
Right? And the worst part is that those extra minutes never actually make me feel more rested. They just make me feel more lazy. But somehow, in that moment, the bed feels like the softest place in the universe.
For me, it's the kitchen. Every morning I walk in and think, I'll make something simple. But then I get distracted by snacks. I open the fridge just to see, and next thing I know, I'm eating something before breakfast even starts.
Oh, I've done that too. Just a small bite, and suddenly it's not so small anymore. And then breakfast becomes this huge question. Should I still eat, or have I technically already eaten?
Exactly. And then there's the mornings when I make coffee, leave it on the table, walk around the house doing small things, and come back when it's already cold.
I feel that so much. I brew tea, let it sit for a moment, and then forget about it completely. I always imagine I'll drink it while it's warm, but somehow it turns into a sad cup of cold tea waiting for attention.
That actually sounds kind of fun. My version of that is opening the window to get fresh air and then staying there way too long, just staring outside and thinking about everything instead of starting the day.
You know, sometimes I think about how different my mornings used to feel in my previous home. The light was completely different there. It came in from the east, very bright and sharp, so every morning started with this burst of energy, whether I wanted it or not.
I remember something similar from my old apartment. The kitchen window faced the sunrise, and the light was so strong that even coffee looked brighter. But I kinda liked it. It pushed me to wake up faster.
I had a period when I lived in a place where mornings felt almost too quiet. The street outside was always empty until late, so I would sit by the window and listen to absolutely nothing. At first, it felt peaceful. Later, it felt a little lonely.
I know that feeling. When I lived abroad for a year, mornings were the hardest to adapt to. The sounds were different, the air smelled different, even the way people started their day outside was different. I remember hearing bicycles instead of cars, birds instead of alarms.
That sounds beautiful in its own way. And I think places really shape our routines. In my last home, I developed a habit of drinking tea on the balcony every morning, even in cold weather. It made the day feel grounded, like I was connecting to the world before moving into tasks.
In one of my older places, I had this little ritual of opening every window just for a minute, even in winter. It made the apartment feel alive. Fresh air, even freezing air, made me feel like the day had officially begun.
It's funny how a simple environment change can transform your habits without you even noticing. You move somewhere new, and suddenly mornings feel softer, louder, brighter, slower, whatever the place teaches you.
Exactly. And maybe that's the beauty of moving. Every new home creates a new version of your morning, and you get to discover which parts you want to keep and which ones you're ready to let go.
You know, Mark, sometimes I think about the mornings that stayed with me for years. Not the perfect ones, but the ones that felt strangely important. I remember waking up in a new city during a short trip, opening the curtains, and seeing the sunlight hit the buildings in a way I'd never seen before. It felt like the world was quietly inviting me to start fresh.
I had a morning like that too. It was the first day of a road trip. I woke up earlier than everyone else, stepped outside, and the air was so cool and clean that it felt like I was breathing differently. I remember standing still, just listening to the silence before the day officially began.
That sounds beautiful. I love those rare mornings when everything feels simple and meaningful at the same time. Another memory I have is from years ago when I stayed at a small cabin near the lake. I woke up to the sound of water moving gently, and for a few seconds I felt completely calm, like the whole world slowed down just for me.
I know that feeling. I once had a morning by the ocean where the waves were so steady and soft that it felt like they were setting the rhythm for the day. I sat on the sand with a warm drink, and it was one of the quietest moments I've ever had.
What I love about those mornings is that they stay with you. Even if the day itself wasn't special, that first peaceful moment becomes a memory you carry for years.
Exactly. And sometimes when I wake up stressed or tired, I remind myself of those mornings. It helps me breathe a little deeper and start the day with more ease.
Maybe that's why we chase quiet mornings now, because we know how powerful they can be.
Absolutely. The best mornings stay with you long after the sun comes up.
Sometimes I imagine what my ideal morning would look like in a future home. I see a room filled with soft, natural light, maybe big windows that let the sunrise in slowly. I want a space where waking up already feels peaceful, without effort.
I'd also love to have more plants around me. Not too many, but just enough to create a feeling of life and freshness. I think mornings feel different when you wake up surrounded by something green and growing. It's like the day starts with a quiet reminder that everything is alive.
If I could choose, I'd have a small corner just for slow mornings, a place where I can sit with a cup of something warm, look outside, and not feel like I need to rush anywhere. And you, what does your ideal morning look like when you think about the future?
I've thought about it too. For me, the perfect morning begins with space, literal space. I don't need a big house, but I want a room where nothing feels crowded. I want to wake up and feel like the day has room to grow.
I imagine opening a window and feeling a light breeze. Not cold, not strong, just enough to remind me that the world outside is calm. Maybe hearing birds or just the soft sound of leaves moving.
And maybe one day, I want mornings where I don't think about work first, just life, just being present, just letting the day begin gently instead of jumping into it.
Sometimes I think mornings are like tiny restarts we get for free. Even if yesterday was heavy or stressful, the morning gives you a chance to breathe again and look at the day from a softer angle.
I like that idea. Every sunrise feels like a quiet reminder that nothing is completely fixed, and you can always choose a gentler way to move through the day.
Yes, exactly. And maybe that's why I want to protect my mornings a little more. Not in a strict or disciplined way, but in a warm, respectful way, as if this time belongs only to me.
I think many people forget that mornings can shape the whole emotional tone of the day. If you start with kindness to yourself, everything else becomes lighter to carry.
That's true. And I guess I also want to be more intentional. Not perfect, not productive for the sake of productivity, just more aware of how I begin my day.
I feel the same. I want to treat mornings as small invitations to slow down, not as a race I need to win. Maybe that's the real meaning of a good morning.
It is. And maybe tomorrow we can try something new, even something small. A new habit, a quieter moment, a breath before checking the phone.
I like that. A tiny change that reminds us that we're alive and moving forward, gently.
So tomorrow, let's each try one new morning habit. Nothing big, nothing difficult, just a small step toward a calmer day.
I think that's a wonderful idea. And who knows, maybe one day these small steps will become the mornings we always dreamed about.
Before we finish our conversation, we just want to say thank you for spending this time with us. It always means a lot that you choose to listen, relax, and practice English together with us.
Yes, really. We're always happy to share these calm conversations with you. We hope today's episode brought you a little peace, inspiration, or simply a good feeling for the rest of your day.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a friendly comment, and share this video with someone who might also enjoy calm English listening.
And of course, take good care of yourself. We wish you a gentle, positive mood for the rest of the day.
We'll see you in the next video.
See you soon!